need to put my life first because they all meant so much to me, and it's hard not being around, especially the girls. Next one is how shame kept me sick. So this is a weird question. I don't know whether I want to know how shame kept me sick. I would say, right, how shame kept me sick. Right, one of the questions that was given to me was how shame kept me sick. But I think it was a multitude of things that kept me in the madness. And I don't like to say the word sick either, because I don't think a person in addiction is sick. And I don't think the person who's clean or sober is unsick, because my mind is absolutely cuckoo. Still to this day, I can just manage it. I just understand it more. I'm a lot more self-aware. Do you know what I mean? So I don't like the word sick. It just doesn't sit right with me, that one. But what I can discuss is what kept me in addiction. And for me, it was literally fear of missing out, losing my friends, losing my life, thinking it was just going to get super boring. Literally growing up was another thing. I was so used to just living my life a certain way. I knew how to live that life. I knew how to just be in that hamster wheel of the cycle. Do you know what I mean? I knew that. And the fear of the unknown is so scary. That's really what kept me in. And I don't know whether I did some fucked up stuff in my addiction, and I did stuff that I know that I wouldn't do if I was sober. I wouldn't do some of the stuff now, but I can't really say I have that much shame around it because it was part of my life. It was part of who I was. So it's a bit of a difficult, that one. It's a bit of a difficult question, that, but I would definitely say what kept me in addiction was definitely the friendship circles, because it's all I knew. And I'd been somebody as well that had gone from friendship to friendship to friendship circles. And I'd felt like I'd finally found this friendship circle that meant so much to me, that I felt like they really understood me, even though I was lying to them and not telling them exactly how I feel, and not really even though I wasn't really trusting in them to bear what was going on in me. But I did feel like I belonged in that group. So it was really hard. I'm gonna get upset. It was really hard to make that decision and say, I need to put my life first, because they all meant so much to me, and it's hard not being around, especially the girls. They were just all so beautiful, and they all are so beautiful. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard. Sometimes I do miss them a lot. I think I wish I was more open with them. I wish I'd been more open with them and spoken about what was going on. But I think that's addiction. It's not just about the using, it's about the isolating and keeping yourself away from everybody and keeping yourself at arm's length of everybody. And I find that is more addiction than the using. The using was just a solution for everything. So I think I wish I was more open with them, and then it may have not got, I don't know, I do this and I can't think back at what could have been or what, all of that stuff, because I send myself crazy. But it was the friendships. Didn't want to lose them at all. But the thing is, even though it's different, and even though I miss them and I miss what we used to be like and stuff like that, I still have them in my life, and I am very grateful for that. Yes, it is different. Yes, it is. It's not how it used to be. But I also know that if I need any of them, I can ring them, and I hope they know that as well. Like my best mate in the whole world, we speak all the time. Do you know what I mean? We don't see each other all the time, but we're always texting and voice noting, we FaceTiming, etc. and she's not in recovery. Do you know what I mean? So I would want to say to anybody that has that same fear, I promise you, if they are your real friends, they will stick by you and they will support you no matter what. And yes, it may be different and it may change, but your friends stick by and your friends will respect you in a way. For instance, they know I can't come out with them all the time because they are drinking and they're using. I can't be around it all the time. That because I need to put my recovery first and I need to put my life first. And they know that. But then there's times where, like this Sunday, I went out and I saw a load of people and it was good to catch up. Two people that I've known, one that I've known since I was 12 years old, and one person I've known since I was 16. I'm 35, for God's sake. That's friendship. Do you know what I mean? You don't need to see these people every day. So I think for this episode, it's definitely about what kept me in addiction. And it was definitely, I was so feared up about losing my life, and I was so feared up about losing my friendships and changing and all of this stuff. But my life has become so much better, and my friendships have become a lot more deeper and more meaningful. So please don't let that fear take over you. Please don't let it keep you in there. Yes, it will be different, but I promise you it's beautiful at the same time. And then you'll have days like today where I look back and I think, oh, what if? And I get upset and stuff like that. And that is totally normal. But then there's other days where I'm so grateful that I've made that change and I've made that decision to change my life for me, because the conversations and being present in there, being present around them, not being in a fucking K-hole all the time, not having them to look after me all the time, being actually with them is so much better. So don't let that fear. If it is shame, if it is guilt, I would say for shame and guilt, it's just step work. Once you do your step work and you get through that and you put everything down and you share it with somebody and you realise you're not the only person that has gone through that, because you won't be the only person that's gone through that. You won't be the only person that's done those things. Like I said, I've done some fucked up stuff, but I don't really carry shame around it because it's not as bad as I thought it was. Do you know what I mean? And you'll learn that through recovery. So if it is that stuff, you've got to ignore your head and you've just got to push through and ask for the help, because just don't let those things keep you in the madness. There's a whole world out there and there's a whole life out there for you.